Have you ever felt like you are your own worst enemy? That you set goals and you have all of these plans and somehow you don't go through with any of it. If you are stuck in that cycle of self doubt and self sabotage and you fear failure, and what do they call it these days? They're calling it the lazy girl era. If you feel that you are in that era, this video is for you. We are going to go over how to finally exit that stage of your life and stop self sabotaging yourself. Hey, girl, hey, it's me, Tisha, your big sister. And you already know I am a woman who has been through some things. I am a woman who has been through some trauma, but I am a woman who has healed and I have turned my pain into purpose. And I am on a mission to help women like you heal on your journey of becoming the woman you've always dreamed that you could be. Let's grow together, girl. So let's talk self sabotage. Self sabotage sometimes shows up as being lazy or unmotivated or deep fears of not achieving success. And it shows up as limiting beliefs in you can't do certain things, or this person did it, but you don't think that you could do it. And sabotage is truly rooted in fear. And it's rooted in fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment. These fears keep us in our comfort zones and it keeps us in not truly achieving our fullest potential. Our brains are used to the routine. Our brains are used to the choices that we repeatedly make. Whether you make those choices in survival mode or you make those choices out of fear, that's what our brain is used to. So at this time of the year when we are going through, or we're trying to level up, we're trying to glow up, we're trying to change, right? We're trying to achieve our New Year's resolutions, we're trying to cram things in at the end of the year, or we're trying to be like a totally different person in 2025. Your brain is like, what is going on? First of all, that is not what we normally do. And I am now in fight or flight mode. Hello, this is not normal. Trauma, abandonment issues, past rejections, past failures, all of these things make us feel unworthy. And they make us feel like we can't achieve success or happiness, right? These things leave us feeling unconsciously, and sometimes consciously, like we can't make progress and that our potential is limited instead of limitless. Some signs that are self sabotage are perfectionism. Let me tell you something. So, I have experienced this so much over my life. Accomplishments have made me feel validated, right? So if it's not perfect, I don't want to put it out. For example, I've told you guys before that I've wanted to start YouTube for so long and I've started it and I wasn't consistent and I got a little bit of followers and these things, but perfectionism is you having these impossible standards for yourself, thinking that you are not going to fail at anything. And that is not realistic. When you go on social media, you see highlight reels and you think that people live perfect lives. And that is not true. I know you've heard this, but I'm going to tell you again, it's not true. You are seeing 30 to 60 seconds or less, maybe 15 seconds of a moment in time, but you didn't see what led up to it. You didn't see what happened during it. You didn't see what happened after it. We just showed you the good parts, and you think that you have to be as perfect as them, right? It shows up as perfectionism. It shows up as procrastination. Have you ever pulled up to work or an important thing that you're supposed to go to, but you are afraid of this event and you sat in your car for a long time? That is self sabotage. Get your butt out of that car and go in there and perform like you're supposed to perform and do what you're supposed to do. Procrastination is a huge one. Procrastination will keep you in the bed. Procrastination will have you, let me tell you about procrastination. Procrastination will have you're supposed to be sitting down to work on your YouTube video. But instead of you working on your YouTube video, you are knee deep in researching something that has nothing to do with your YouTube video, something that could be done on the back end, something that could be done at a later date. But instead of you recording, you're over here, oh, I need to do this, but you're knee deep in that. That has nothing to do with the video. That is a form of procrastination. Negative self talk is one that is huge. And you hear people, creators, you hear a lot of people doubting themselves and talking negatively about themselves when it comes to certain things. And critiquing yourself is normal. But when it comes to a point where you are constantly doubting your abilities or your worth and do something, problem. And that is a form of self-sabotage. Avoidance is a huge one, right? Avoidance and distracting yourself with the Zoom scrolling for hours and you're still scrolling. And before you know it, you've been on TikTok for 2 hours. And the whole time you were supposed to be doing your YouTube video, or the whole time you were supposed to be journaling, or the whole time you were supposed to be headed to the gym so that you could work out, or you're sitting in the car at the gym so that you could work out. You have to face the challenge. You can't avoid it. And another huge one is starting projects but not finishing them. And this is something that I've faced is I started YouTube a long time ago. I've invested in cameras, lighting, microphones, many different things, softwares, and I would post a video, that's it. I'll post a video, post 2 videos, that's it. There was no consistency in what I was doing. And of course, you're not going to see any fruit from that. But I let that help to my negative self talk towards myself. I help that add to the evidence of no, this is not successful. This is not, you're not, how are you going to be successful? You got to post the video. You got to post more than one video, right? Laziness and what people are calling ending the lazy girl era is a form of self sabotage. You're not lazy. You just don't want to fail. You just don't want to see any negativity towards what you are trying to accomplish. In the moment you receive any type of negativity towards what you are trying to accomplish, you stop. That is a form of self sabotage. I know that I am on the way to retirement. And my plan was always to get into social media and get into sharing my testimony and getting to share my story to replace my income of what I receive in salary and with my career. That's always been my plan. And I would start and I would stop and I would start and I would stop. And now that I'm finally locked in and being more consistent, I realized that the only thing that was holding me back was my fear of failure. Will you have videos that get 2 views? Yes. Nobody knows who you are. Will you have videos that do better than others? Yes. That is a part of the game. That is a part of the growth process. But I let my fear of failure hold me back. And then I would call it laziness. And it's not really laziness, it's procrastination. And it is fear of failure. And it is self sabotage. How many times have you told yourself that you're going to start tomorrow? And then tomorrow comes and you don't start. And then the next day comes and you don't start. You going to continue that? Or can you get up from this video after this video and you can take one step towards what you said you were going to do? Whether it was YouTube, whether it was working out, whether it was drinking more water, whether it was making a phone call to a person that you needed to make a phone call to, whatever it is that you said that you were going to do, whatever it is that you said that you were going to accomplish after this video, you can get up and you can go make one step towards that because it takes small steps, it takes small decisions, it takes small sacrifices. Y'all know I love a good journal entry, right? And if you need some journal prompts, go ahead and look in the description box because I have some, and these are all about healing and growth. And you download those journal prompts and use one a day for 30 days and see how that makes you feel. At least try that. That is one actionable thing that you could do towards becoming the woman of your dreams and to stop self sabotaging yourself. Journal for 30 days, use those journal prompts and see how that helps you grow or see how that helps you learn about yourself. Something that I have learned in my personal development growth journey is 5 second rule by Mel Robbins. I love the 5 second rule because In the morning when I wake up and that alarm goes off and it's time for me to get up and go to the gym, there are many mornings that I do not want to get up. Okay? There are many mornings that I would love to stay there and it's so warm and it's getting cold out. I would rather stay in my bed. But I know that I have a goal and I know that I have things to do. So I know that I have to get out of the bed. And sometimes I have to count down like a rocket ship. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up. It sounds so juvenile. It is a powerful metacognition tool that Mel Robbins has brought to us that ends the self sabotage, that stops you dead in your tracks from making a decision to not do what you said that you were going to do. So, how it works is if you have an impulse or you have a goal or you have something positive that you are setting out to do, you will count down from 5 to 1. And when you hit 1, you take immediate action. For me, getting up out of that bed in the morning, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And when I say 1, I put my feet on the floor and I have no choice but to get moving at that point, right? What that does is interrupts those negative thinking patterns. It interrupts the overthinking. It interrupts the mental resistance to change. So, whether that is you sitting in the parking lot at the gym when you should be getting out and you should be going to the gym, or whether that's sitting in the parking lot at work when you should be going into your job, whether that is sitting at your desk and doing an action that has nothing to do with what you said that you were sitting down to do, this is when you incorporate the 5 second rule. The 5 second rule helps you to end and stop that overthinking and procrastination in its tracks immediately. That is what the 5 second rule does for you. Mel Robbins has a study about this. She has wrote a book about this. Look it up. I highly recommend it. But all you have to do is if you land in that bed and you like, I can do this tomorrow, or I will go to the gym tomorrow, you will say, nope, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you say 1, you roll out of that bed. I don't care if you roll and you hit the floor or you roll and your feet hit the floor. You get up and you go sit down at that desk and you procrastinate doing some other stuff. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you do what you said that you were going to do. The 5 second rule is a great tool to use to stop your overthinking and procrastination in its tracks immediately. Another thing you can do is reframe your mind and your thought about a situation. Instead of saying, I am not good enough for X, Y, and Z, you can say, I am capable of doing X, Y, and Z. Instead of saying, they did this to me. Well, as a result of what happened to me, I am a better person because of it. You have to reframe those thoughts. And in a biblical stance, you have to replace those negative thoughts with what the Bible says, what God has said about you, what God's truths are for your life. You have to replace negativity with those things. In reframing thoughts and replacing lies with truth, you know that you have to focus on progress over perfection, literally. It may be a baby step that you took today. You may have only drank one more water bottle than you drank yesterday. That is progress. Is it the 1 gallon that you said you were going to drink? No, but it's progress. It's not perfection, it is progress. And you have to remind yourself that making mistakes is a part of this life journey. If you don't make no mistakes in this life, you are a monk. I don't know. Maybe monks make mistakes too, but you got to be a monk to not make a mistake because you ain't going nowhere. You not being exposed to the outside world, social media, none of these things, right? Mistakes are a part of the journey. Another thing I want you to do to help you end your self sabotage is to get an accountability partner. That is someone you know, whether that is someone you don't know. Join a community, reach out to a friend. When you are starting to doubt yourself or you starting to fall back into old habits, express that to your friend. Express that to a trusted partner or accountability partner so that you can get right back on track. We can snap out of that self-doubt and pity and victim, and get right back on track of what you said you were going to do, because we trust ourselves and we do what we said we were going to do. And I spoke about this in another video, but visualization is another tool that I love, because thinking about the woman you want to become and thinking about goals that you want to achieve and literally just laying there and seeing it in your mind is a way to help you end self-sabotage, because what you dream is possible for you. What you think in your head, you can do. Don't let any situation, don't let anyone tell you any different. You can do it. I am an advocate for therapy, and I know that people throw therapy around like just this cliche thing, but clinical therapy and you being in a state of willing to do the work of therapy, because therapy is work. Yes, they are human. Yes, they have the knowledge and education and experience to help you get through these times, but it takes work on your part, not just them. They get paid the big bucks, but you have to put in work too. And what's costing you? It's costing you your mental health. It is costing you your livelihood. It is costing you your success and your dreams. And those things are priceless. So I'm always an advocate for therapy. Um, Sometimes things are just so deep that talking to a friend or joining a community or going for a run, it's just not going to do it. You got to get down deep in the core. Okay. I hope this video resonated with you. I hope that it brought some things to light. Like, I am literally self-sabotaging myself. In the comment section, I want you to comment what you are going to do today to end your self-sabotage. For me, I am going to be mindful of my thoughts when I am feeling like I can't accomplish something, or I am feeling like overwhelmed. I'm going to be mindful of my thoughts, because I know that I control my thoughts. And if I can control my thoughts, I can put it to a stop. All right. I love you, girl. I am praying for you always. See you in the next video.